Hello. How are you?
Morning, Hope. Wonderful, awesome. Middle of the week.
Middle of the week. It is a Wednesday. Well, Ken Kumar is my guest today on Chamber Chatter. We are coming to you from our Emery Rock Realty studio here in the beautiful Wesley Chapel in the shops at Wiregrass. Ken is one of our chamber members. He's fairly new to the community. Fairly new? About how long?
Yeah, so I would say 2024 January. So it's coming up 2 years. So
2 years.
I still feel pretty new, not an old hand yet. Suddenly a transplant, but
Yeah, so tell us what brought you to Wesley Chapel, New Tampa area, because I love to hear people's story of why they came.
yeah, no, I'm excited to be here in the Wesley Chapel, New Tampa area. I can't claim to be a native Floridian by any means. I'm a transplant. So, long-time corporate CIO from biopharmaceutical companies running technology for pharma. That's what my career has been over several decades. So I'm a core tech guy. Always have visited Florida over the years, back and forth. Had the desire to be an entrepreneur, but not really. So this, to me, being here brought together many different things. One is the opportunity to be in a different geography. No, last but not the least, certainly, I mean, I wanted to get away from the cold like everybody does.
Yes.
I think, so I wouldn't.
I think our
say that's-
climate brings everybody here.
Yeah, I wanted to be in Florida. I've visited and over the years, number of times that I started feeling, oh, this is where I needed to be. So kind of made that change. Very passionate about technology and also wanting to help patients. I've been through life-changing, certainly certain life-changing events in my life. I've gotten widowed. My wife and I together fought lung cancer. We hit us out of the blue. We fought it together for 26 months at Penn. And, I mean, I come from a professional background of helping patients. Again, my personal story. And I was at the American Society of Clinical Oncologists in Chicago, and I remember very well in 2019, and coming back and telling my wife, well, there's so many different advances in lung cancer, so many different things were going on, and little did I know that we were going to be diagnosed with, we were going to get the same diagnosis. So I was at a point in my life, I wanted to do something different, something that I was passionate about. There were two things that are fundamental to me for me that I was passionate about. One is, of course, tech. The other thing is helping patients. I love Florida. I wanted to be away from the snow and ice.
Yes.
I was getting tired to walking with two jackets, walking my dog with a little headlamp and it's dark. I said, okay, maybe I can get out of that part too.
Yes.
So kind of so it all resonated, excited. So I've been here a few years, excited to be part of the chamber, excited to make your friendship and your acquaintance first and then your friendship, if I could say it that way.
Yes, absolutely. That's how this works.
Yes.
So the transition from corporate America to being an entrepreneur, that's quite a step and a leap of faith.
Yes. So I will tell you this. I guess I've always been entrepreneurial at heart. Back in the day, again, this goes back a few decades, during what many people today wonder, what is Y2K all about? But it was a real thing.
Correct. I know, especially for all of you
Yes.
IT guys not really knowing.
And then okay, this is something that I needed to do, maybe try to help people transition this, but it never really happened. I was so busy leading my own, quote-unquote corporate life. So entrepreneurship has been in my heart and mind, if I can say it that way. It does take a leap of faith as well, I think, to your point that you were just getting at. So it's been there, and I was at a point in my life, yes, I was not about to do something that I've always done. Yes, technology is something that I've always done, but I realized that being an entrepreneur is different, not just the tech piece. It's more something that I have to do in terms of explaining myself. I'm doing the same work,
Right.
but the same work, the same technology, same things. People come to me and explain to me what they could do for us, and we would work together. So it's been it's been a process once I got into it. So entrepreneurship, I would certainly not say it's for everybody. I think it does need patience. It does need the ability to transcend a lot of other different things than things that you might have been, I was used to, so to speak.
Right, like your own marketing team,
Yes.
your own HR department,
Yes.
when you're in the corporate America, you have all of those things built in, but when you come out and be an entrepreneur.
And you have to create your own structure. So when somebody said, what are one of some of the top few things that you pick? Structure ends up being one of my top few things, which I never really thought about it in that sense. Because without structure, you cannot really function. I mean, that's
You're
fun.
just all over the place.
But there are a lot of lessons and takeaways that you learn from the corporate world. It's not very different. You just have to learn to apply it and do the right thing, and not to lead. Emotion can always lead the way from a business standpoint. But I think I'm excited because it gives me this is an opportunity here to talk to you, to meet the community. This is really what I wanted to do in terms of being known in the community, to help the community. Yes, for me, we are a business, yes, but more fundamental and foundational is to wanting to help people. And I won't even begin to tell you the number of things that I probably didn't even know that I've discovered by talking to people in the community and how we help other businesses, the problems that they've faced. I mean, it really resonates to be able to connect with the community and help. So that's.
And you have dove in head first, and we see you around coming to ribbon cuttings and supporting other businesses, and that's what it takes to integrate into a new community, is being seen and being visible and offering that help.
Absolutely. I think one of the big things that I'm seeing in Pasco, even just purely talking about healthcare, healthcare is a big part of our technology practice. We are healthcare technology. We help many businesses with HIPAA compliance. In fact, we had a provider whose malpractice insurance, unfortunately, didn't want to pay the full amount. In fact, reduced it because they said that he was not fully in compliance with HIPAA. So HIPAA compliance is not just about the fines that from an agency or anything. There are various other factors, and then we were able to help them bring it, because that's not a situation that you wanted to be in. But where I was going with Pasco County, I see so much growth of healthcare. I see, Advent Health, Baycare, Orlando Health,
Johns Hopkins, yeah.
Moffitt. Yes, you name it, and I see so much growth in that. And this is all, for me, I believe that's from a healthcare standpoint, I think Pasco is probably leading the whole country even. I've never seen anything like this in any other county.
Me either. And it's so exciting because we're very quickly becoming, and I'm coining this phrase because I want to put our stamp in, that we are becoming a healthcare innovation hub and a district. And not every community gets to watch 4 hospitals come out of the ground in 6 years. And to be a part of that and to be here while it's happening is just an incredible opportunity.
It is totally incredible. And for me, like you had started asking me, is I'm part of all the different people. I'm part of the community. I want to help. This is what I think makes me. We can talk about the community, but it's more about me. In this, I think, for me to echo to you, this is what makes me feel connected to the community, knowing what's happening here, how we can help. There's another scenario. There was an 85-year-old lady. She came to us, and then she was like, gosh, shivering, literally shivering, because they were out to get her $600,000 of money. She was a retiree. Somebody had called the bank and provided all the right answers to all the questions, but there was a split hesitation in the response, so the manager decides to call her. This is all after when she's telling us the story, and you call her. She said, no, I never called. You were looking, manager, you wanted to close your account and take out your $600,000.
Oh my God.
She said, no, I never did. This is all new to me. And she comes to us. Anyway, long story short, we find out that her laptop had a keystroke logger in there. All her keystrokes were being logged, and they had no idea. They had a password. They had everything from her laptop. so happy we could help them.
Absolutely. That's our livelihood and our legacy.
We cannot have that.
There's so many scams and so many tricks as technology evolves, so does the scammers. Like if these folks they're really smart. The scammers are brilliant. I wish they would just put it to good use.
Yeah, I think, Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, said this several years ago. I'm just quoting him. It's a fight of the good versus evil. Like in the old comic book days. Now the evil part, there's like so many people who are in that camp. And I didn't even know this and we come across some businesses. What I didn't even know is for some parts of the world, the annual salaries are like $5,000 a year. And in this particular instance, somebody was telling me this, he had just returned from Ukraine. And he told me that the salaries of some of those people are $5,000 a year. So, and there are parts of the world where there's huge offices with these hackers and these evil, quote unquote, actors, if you will. And then if you take this into context, somebody with a salary of $5,000 get to somebody, a small business with $25,000 as a ransomware, that's like 5 years of their annual salary. All they need is, even if their chances are like 1 in 100, if they get like maybe 10 businesses somehow in the course of a year, I think they're good to go.
They're good to go. They're millionaires. They're living the high life in their community. And so you bring that corporate knowledge, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, you're focusing a lot on I want to say smaller, not the huge corporations of healthcare providers.
Yes.
Is that
yes,
correct?
Absolutely.
So you're bringing that big corporate knowledge to the smaller 3 or 4 provider, 6 provider,
Absolutely.
so that they can have the same protections.
Absolutely. I mean, going back to that story, we're not somebody who would support like a Pfizer or probably even like a large hospital with many beds, because they probably have their own departments.
Sure.
But not the individual, also an entrepreneur,
Yes,
small business, the healthcare provider or the individual businesses, 10 people, and we 200, staff of 200, if you will. But we're not the ones to cater to a much larger organization, but we wanted to provide the small businesses the exact same opportunity, the security. But I have come to realize over the last couple of years, now, I mean, I've known this even before, but a couple of years of having connected with the small businesses, we even had like a HVAC person, like a plumber, an air conditioning person, and he paid a ransomware about $20,000, and then he was trying to hide it under the carpet. He didn't want to.
Well, yeah.
Because it's not all about the United Healthcares or the counties that declare it. The right thing to do for anybody is you don't want to compromise your customers' information. You have to be very transparent about that. But then we come across some people who are not obviously comfortable with it. It's illegal, not ethical, not appropriate, not right. But what I wanted to do, is to provide the same level of support, to provide them the cybersecurity protection, to make them covered. You're not an insurance company, of course. Many times I found out that insurance companies, the liability insurance companies, would not cover those businesses for that unless they have someone like us. Many of our customers, they don't have an IT department. We are their IT department. Businesses, they can't afford an IT person, a full-time IT person to do all these different things. So our model is to work with the business seamlessly as their IT department, but outside, meaning they would call us, we help them strategically, if you could say that, as a corporate CIO. If we found businesses they're looking to expand, they'll open another office. They wouldn't go to another person, we help them with that. They set their other office up, or help them technically how they can, we're the technology partner for their business. That is the strategic part. A lot of our work is proactive or preventative, which we spoke a lot about cybersecurity. Yeah. A lot of that falls under the proactive or preventative component. Case in point, I'm here, even from an informational standpoint, Microsoft is not going to support Windows 10 anymore. And Windows 11 would be, if you have not upgraded, we make sure our customers are at the right level. Because And this is really, really important. It's not like, okay, yeah, I just
Yeah, how would we know? We'd get those little emails that say, oh, we're no longer going to support this. But if we don't have somebody,
to point out the importance of that, most people wouldn't even know that. And it's important because when they don't support it, that's where the bad actors get to play. Now you know that there are vulnerabilities, there are things that there's exposures, you're making yourself even more open. So it's not just like, okay, that's not my priority, I'm doing my business. And that's where we come in and make it our priority. Because how can we help another business grow is to do all the preventative, proactive things and give them the peace of mind. I would call it this in a sense of we are the electronic seatbelts, for another business. If you don't put your seatbelt on, yeah, you can take a chance.
sure. That's a great analogy.
Oh, thank you. Because that's how we think about it. I
Yeah.
think about it ourselves. And we also, I realize there's also a third component. We need to provide the help desk services. You're not going to be able to call as a small business. You're not going to be able to call that much of Microsoft or SAP or Oracle or Epic that much. Use us.
Right.
We are your IT department, so we are the partner hand in hand. So we have every day of the week, barring Thanksgiving, let's say New Year's Day, help desk service because we are your local partner.
And then you're also here physically, so you could, if you need to be on site, you can. So sometimes I think people, when they think of their IT department being remote or outside of the state or outside of the country even, they lose that connectivity. But you being here
Very
in
much
the
so.
community.
So for me, it's more about to reach out and touch. Back to that point, yes, we are very much here. We're active in the community. We are local. We're a stone's throw away. We will be there if we need to be there. We will put in remote management software. We can manage your machine all remotely. But if there is a need, not everything can be done, and there's a reach out and touch component. If it's from a technology standpoint, we can be there. But more important, outside of even tech, this is the people. I'm a people person. I'm talking more about my personality. If I don't reach out and touch you and help you, what am I really doing? So it's the buck stops with me. I'm there. The conversation is there. We're going to always do the right thing.
And that's so important. To me, that's a fundamental characteristic of being an entrepreneur. And sometimes it gets lost in your day-to-day grind of, no, I need to be present. I need to help. I'm here to help. That resonates, and you can see that.
Absolutely. I mean, we don't even worry about what the end goal is at that point. We have a situation that we're looking to solve. We just do the right thing first. And probably not the right way from a core business guy to do it, but that's me as a person.
But that'll set you apart. That it truly will. Speaking of issues, you did a lunch and learn for us last year, and I think we're on schedule to do another one next year because technology is always evolving and issues are always coming up.
It's always evolving. Now with AI, it's just the threat act. Even if you just apply the AI concept to the bad side of the fence, the threat actors are becoming even more smart. The bad actors. The people is no longer the old way. Yes, I can sense this from the domain it comes from or this. There are other ways. The tricks are getting even harder to figure out. So it's always evolving from that standpoint. I think foundationally, I think we wanted to make sure for people they are appropriately backed up, their machines are updated. You have to do all the right things, which most people, and that's why we are there to worry about it. Because most people, if you're a small business entrepreneur, you're trying to grow your business, you're doing all these different things. Yes, you ought to be in compliance with HIPAA. There are so many other things that they are focused on, but that's where we can come in. That's where we make sure they are fully covered and do it.
The folks there an opportunity to do a scan on their computer or software. Tell us a little bit about that. And if you're still offering that to chamber members.
Absolutely. So I think that's part of what we need to do. I need to do. I mean, I would say that at least for me, what we need to do to stay connected and help people. So we would, for chamber members, we would certainly offer them a free cybersecurity assessment. as to where they are. And at that seminar that you reminded me, I told them we could check they're on the dark web.
Yeah.
But it is a fact of life.
No, you checked to see if I was on the dark web, and fortunately, thank God I wasn't.
Dark web is a real thing, and data is on there, and there are all kinds of things you can buy there,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be there.
You don't, that is one place you do not want to be. That's what your company is doing. I love the fact that you're like so many of our community members. A lot of the people here in our community started in corporate, and then they went on to be entrepreneurs. And again, they know their craft very well, but they need someone like you to help secure that.
Yes, for me, I've done this over many, many decades for large corporations, and even for smaller ones like startup biotech companies when they've taken the drug commercial. The intellectual property is so key. I had one situation, I won't name the companies involved. There was an issue where a scientist took the data and sold it to another company for $1 billion, and then this issue was settled. They reached a settlement, if you will. So this is something that I've been fundamental. I've done this for many, many decades. I know what the flavor is that now I'm excited to be in Wesley Chapel and Pasco and New Tampa in this area, and do it and bring it to the community and to help more at a personal level. It's about that.
Well, we thank you for coming here and offering our community that level of service to protect their business. And we want our members to know that we're trying to stay on top of it with our members like you advising us so that we can spread the word to the business community. Don't wait until you have ransomware.
Absolutely.
Be proactive rather than reactive, because it'll cost you in the long term.
Be proactive. If you're a small business, even hiring a full-time person would not give you that, because that individual would not have access to all the breadth of technology. We are Microsoft partners. We have the right software. At the end of the day, it's not about the one person. You also need to have the right products to protect yourself. As a managed service IT provider, we have a whole bunch of other vendors, and that's one of the reasons when I started, I partnered with TeamLogic IT, which is there are 300 different offices nationwide, and it's a network of individuals. So that way, I have the scale to be able to deliver the technology background products. There are background vendors, if you will. The other day, another office in Atlanta called me because they have a subsidiary over here in Wesley Chapel that we needed to go and help. So in that particular case, their main office was in Atlanta. So that office, the buck stopped with them. For me, if it's an office, let's say, if you reverse the scenario, and if it's somebody in Wesley Chapel and they have another office in Atlanta, Georgia, wherever, the buck stops with me. But if they decide to expand into that area, it will still be the exact same solution. It doesn't change. So there are other reasons that I saw in terms of partnering with this network, and I'm excited to be able to bring that to the community. As a result of being in the TeamLogic IT group, there's a dedicated R&D department. One of the Microsoft patches before Microsoft rolled out, we could roll it out to our customers and say, hey, this is something that we're going to address. Patch your gap, if you will. Sorry to be overly technical, but to remove the deficiency, if I can call it that, to protect them better. So I'm excited to be able to work with the community and the entrepreneurs, the businesses in the area. More fundamental to me is wanting to help. Over my life, I've realized that's the only way that I want to be. That's my purpose of my life, if you will. The faith and the helping other individuals, if you will always do the right thing. So that's how we do business.
And I think that everybody watching and listening will appreciate that. And Ken, where can they find you? Are you on social media like all the rest of the world? And what's your web address? Just so if they want to reach out to you directly.
Absolutely. My email is Kumar at teamlogicit.com. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. There are a number of different ways to find me. More so, if anybody wanted to take advantage or of an assessment of their facility, we go into facilities all the time to look at them. Is the Wi-Fi appropriate? Do you get the appropriate bandwidth? Are you exposed in any way? And in today's world, we see so many different scenarios. Every business has a different scenario. We helped a business last year over the hurricane time, and we had actually just helped them move everything to the cloud and desktop as a service. So they had no machines, no nothing because of the hurricane. Some of the staff were caught between shelters and in different parts of the country. But since everything was on the cloud, their business life could go on very quickly, much more quicker than the tour. It's unfortunate that it took us almost 2-3 weeks, not us, meaning not me per se, but the area. I would say, from if I recall, maybe there were several 2 or 3 weeks, pretty much, before
we could get back to
get on the feet.
Yeah.
So it's a lot quicker that they could get on their feet because everything was in the cloud. All they needed to do is get any machine and access their data and continue on their business. So these things, resonate when I feel like the bigger thing is feel like, okay, I really helped. There's a senior home facility, assisted living facility that we helped with, and I think the important thing is obviously keeping the assisted living and memory care facility, and that's so many of them now coming up in our area. I think maybe I'm wondering if it goes hand in hand with the healthcare.
It does, and it goes with the average age of our community is 37 and a half. So that means their family members are starting to encroach on their 60s. And they're coming to be with the grandchildren. And so I've learned a lot about the trickle-down effect of all this, and that's what's going on. And obviously the healthcare. So, Ken, I can't wait to watch you grow.
No, thank you.
We're excited for you to be here and to share your many, many years of knowledge and expertise.
No, thank you. And thank you for filling the gap on how making the connection. Because I was floored when somebody said, they can't even find a room in an assisted care facility, so it's so busy. But anyway, so we finish out on that particular aspect. We realized what we're helping is most of the residents need immediate connectivity. Network connectivity is really key. You can't go down. You need to have redundancy in place. And the phone calls, because the residents need to be able to get the phone calls. So we manage all that. But again, I'm excited to be here in the community and excited to be part of the chamber. I think this is, I've made so many different friendships over here, and I'm hoping to, at the end of the day, it's about that. It's about helping and being the friend, if you will.
We all need a friend in IT.
Happy to be that. Happy to connect with you, and thank you for having me as part of the chamber, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Ken. That's it. Look at us.